we're back and I'm on my own. We're gonna fish the River Humber. It is windy, as you can possibly tell, but you have to come out in these conditions to fish, so keep watching if you want to, preferably you do. Hopefully I'll catch, hopefully it'll be a bit of fun. There may be a rant, but I'm quite chilled at the minute. But keep watching. We better cut for the intro, because I've run out of things to say and I don't want to film this again. Cut for the intro. Well, it is a 7.1 metre tide today. We are in Bay 57. I did go down to Bay 56, but I'm on my own, as I've just said. And I know in the last video you saw me go over the side onto the rocks, and here are the rocks that I was on that day. Clambered over there somewhere, came back up this bit, and you can see there's a slight bit of green weed, but nothing major. And we've got rock stones down there that aren't covered in silt, which is where I unhooked me codlin. Up there it goes from rocks the same as here, but they're up there, they're covered in bladderwrack, and there is no stones there. It might look though there's stones there, but in front of there it's all covered with River Humber mud. So I'm on my own. I have got a ladder, step ladder, and I've got my step up. And I did think to myself, you need to play it safe, Vernon. So I'm playing it safe. Sorry about that wind. I am playing it safe because even though you saw me get over there, I know I can get over there and retrieve my gear if I do get snagged. But I don't want to be dealing with bladderwrack, which is slippery, and mud. So I've decided to fish here again, even though I wanted to fish down there. Also down there it's sheltered by them bushes and trees, so but I'm sheltered by the van here, but not such a big area. But we're here, we're fishing River Humber. We are at East Halton, and yeah, there's not a lot more else to say, is there? It's Monday the 16th of December. High tide tonight is at 7 p.m. I got here at probably 12:30 to make sure I got a bay. It don't seem too busy, as I'm the only one here. I'm sure it'll pick up later on, but I want to make sure I got where I wanted to fish. And I did think about going elsewhere, but I still don't know whether it's rammed there, but we shall no doubt endeavour to find out at some point. Yeah, what else is to say? I don't know. Life is depressing, isn't it? But there, we can't go into that so early in the video. But yeah, it is a nice day. The sun was out earlier. I have got pictures. The sun's going to come out again in a minute through them clouds. So it said on the weather it was going to be sunny but windy. Wind's up to 30 odd mile an hour, I do believe. But I don't think it's quite right, because at my house it said it was going to be windy to 26 mile an hour, and it wasn't. There was no wind at all. So we are what is it say? Yeah, winds to 24, 25, so it's not as bad as what it said, and it is dropping as the night go on to 23 to 21. The plane keeps flying around, I don't know why. We'll have to see what we catch, won't we? Hopefully, if we catch a cod, I catch one when it's at high water, so that I can return it easy. I can get it out of the water easy. Otherwise, I ain't got John with me this time, so I'd have to land it and deck it on the stones, put my rod in the rest, and climb down with you. I've got unbaiting gear with me this time all ready, so if that happens, I'm down there, I can get it unhooked, and I've got the camera with me. So yeah, not more else to say really. I've been sat here since 12:30. It is now 2:05 in 25 minutes I can take some more drugs, some more painkillers, for those out there that don't know what I mean. And that's my next stage in life, is taking those painkillers. But yeah, it's a nice day. It is a nice day here on the Humber. Boats are getting loaded again. That boat was there last time me and John was there. They just keep going from A to B all the time, don't they? But you can see all the silt build up there. You can see where the water is now. Obviously it was a lot further out than that. Water's closer in at here. Doesn't mean you'll catch. As soon as that water hits these rocks, I still don't cast out, because your weight will hit that mud and it'll go in. So I will let the water come up and cover all these little tiny stones, and then I'll chuck one out. And as soon as it hits the bed, just give it a little tiny wind in, so that, because if it sinks into the mud, and then what happens with the tide then silts over the weight, and it then makes it even harder to pull out. But yes, December the 16th. Again, I'll apologise that all my videos are so far ahead, but I've just gone out and chucked a load of videos, well, fishing trips in, which I film all my trips. They're all filmed. I don't not ever not film one, apart from when the camera gets broken by the sea. Didn't film that one, but you know about that. But yeah, it's it works for me, and Graham Pullen does it, so I don't see why I shouldn't do it. It's about using your head at the end of the day, isn't it? If there's some bad weather, I don't want to go out in that. 56, getting old. Getting old, getting ready to peg it and all, I reckon. But then that's took out of your hands now, isn't it? Because I would say in the next few years they'll start saying, after the big cough, that life expectancy has dropped, and that just shows what a show of excrement this country is. I'm sure I will end up ranting. Even I'm really laid back. I've come here, I've had a cup of coffee, no milk. Forgot to get my milk. I need to get a little tiny bottle, so I've got it. And I can just top it up, because I did have a pint bottle which I washed out and cleaned, and the wife just threw it out into the bin, didn't she? So I need to get a little tiny bottle that I'm gonna be able to have a little bit of milk in. We'll talk about milk as well. Got a few things to talk about. I've only got a 2-hour card in there, so I have got to keep everything down, because I don't want to put a second card in, because then I've got to buy more cards. I wish a 64 gig card give you 2.5 hours, and then I'd be laughing. I could just rattle on and do what I normally do, but I want to keep the videos shorter if I can. And but yeah, so yeah, lots to talk about. Let's hope we catch some fish. I can't remember last time I blanked. I'm sure someone will tell me. I know which videos I did blank. There's suddenly like a handful of videos ago, probably even 2. Is it 2 or 3 videos? Probably 3 videos ago. This would make it 4 videos ago what I blanked. Oh, I was demoralised that day. Doesn't take a lot for old Vern now, does it? Doesn't take a lot for me to get demoralised. But there we are, what we are, aren't we? And we don't hide the fact of what we are, you know. There's no bows on me, put it that way. The car down there. He's probably just pulled up and going to walk his dog. Right, I shall see you in a bit. See you later. Well, I've just had to rush. Look at that. Isn't that unbelievable? It's a shame that we can't focus in on it. There's a boat passing underneath the moon. The moon has come up, look. What a cracking show that is. Put you down there. Hi, pet. Hello. Hello. You alright? Got these earbuds in, and you'd think if they were in, when the phone answers, you could answer it, wouldn't you? But what I've done is, someone in the comments said put the left hand one in the right hand there, upside down, and vice versa. And they don't fall out now, pet. They don't fall out. So he was spotting. I got the moon just come up. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Right, well, it's now dark into 8. Who'd have thought it? Who would have thought it? But it's dark. I've just had a chap and his wife go past. He went in bay 56. I thought they were going to fish, but they ain't. They'd just come up to have a look at the boats. I nearly said to him, now then, now if you was 18 to 30, wouldn't you? You wouldn't have been going up there to look at boats. You'd be having a bit of how's your father, but I didn't. Kept it good. So I've just spoilt it now, haven't I? But yeah, I had a nice chat with them. But they offered me some bait, but I ain't got any money. I didn't want to say yes to the bait, because they might then say to me, oh, give us a £5. And I ain't got, well, I have got money, but if I need something, if I'm driving them, then my pound coins are gone, ain't they? So could have had some fresh bait, I suppose. But there you go. I said to him I got frozen about. I'm not taking that home again. But you do, don't you? You'll use what you use and take the rest home. But it was nice of him. But we're here struggling with frozen bait, even though I could have just had some fresh. But they had a problem. They might have said, no, you can have it. But they never said. They said, do you want it? They never said, I got some frozen bait here if you want, if you want it. But if you know what I mean, I just didn't want to get down that road of, what am I talking like this for? When they got a 2-hour card in, there I am rattling on. He offered me some bait. I didn't take it because he might have said to me, I need some money. So anyhow, let's get this out. We'll chuck this one to the right. What you need to do in life, is make sure you take the bail arm off. Baits are alright. Managed to lift the rod up so it didn't whack hard on the ground. Right, now we'll cast out. This will go to the right. Brilliant. And hey, we have got the light on. So shall we cast the next one out? Yes, let's. We'll cast it out over here. He said, the lady and the wife are lovely people. They said that it was absolutely rammed down there last night, Sunday night. He said, but it was blowing a hoolie and the water was really rough. So yet again, I've picked the right night, and here I am, picked the right night to go fishing for you. Well, I don't fish for you, do I? I do fish for you. Well, I don't really, I fish for myself. But what I do is, I bring you along on the journey. Oh, that sounded good, didn't it? Bring her along on the journey. Right, bail arm. Bloody multi-fix spills, eh? Let's see if we can catch the van. Oh, we'll cast to the right again, actually. Because, I shall tell you for why. Yeah, we've got a bit of run on there. Got a bit of run on there. Right, let's get this here. Right, we're going over there. That's probably too far. That is probably too far. So it is, let me turn this down. It is a 7.1 metre tide tonight. The wind has dropped, I can't believe it. When I was talking to them in the car, well, it was a big orange 4x4 truck, one of them Mitsubishi things. It weren't a Mitsubishi, it could have been something else, but you know, them great big things. Anyhow, I said the bloody wind's gone, ain't it? It said it was going to drop to 23 mph gusts. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if it's probably 7 or 8 miles an hour. If that, I might get my wind speedometer out. But yeah, we've got one out short, we've got 2 flappers on there. What else would you use? And I'm on my own tonight, so this head torch will come into its own tonight. Every time I get the willies, I'll be able to turn it on and check no one's creeping up on me. So yeah, I've got a new hand warmer. It's very good, but it's running out as quick as anything. But it's probably been on, to be honest. It's 5 o'clock now. It's been on 3 hours. Ain't that good, is it? But I don't know what is the hot setting and what's the cold setting. I think, believe it or not, I think 1 is hot on this and 3 is low, because I've had it on 1 and it's been like roasty toasty. So I've put it on 3 and it don't feel so hot. I will have to try and find the instructions, but I think I've binned them. I don't think I've binned them, I think I've put them somewhere, but with the wife about, she fucking bins everything, doesn't she? Anyhow, I've been doing the typical thing. I've cast them out. I've been looking at you, talking to you, not watching my rods. So yeah, verdict on the head torch. I'm getting to like it more now, but every time I take it home, the battery pack is right on low. It was on 1 again. No, not last time. The time before it was on 1. Last session I didn't use it that much because we fished in daylight through into dark, so I didn't use the torch so much. So I'll have to let you know after tonight's session, because I'm going to use it for the whole session that I'm fishing now. So it'll be like 4 hours and we'll see what it's like. I do have it on first setting, I have it on flood, on full, on spotlight. On flood I have it on 2nd or 3rd, and then on spot and flood I think I've got it on the 2nd setting. So I've got it on different settings for doing different things, but the main flood one is only for spotting if anyone's creeping up on me, giving me the willies. No one coming behind me on a dry run, do we? So yeah, we'll have to keep watching. There's a bit of gust of wind there. Hopefully it's a little bit less, or you know, might have a gust then a longer time without one. So The moon is now behind the clouds, so I was so lucky to catch that. It is on the video, and I've took pictures as well. In fact, I've even uploaded the picture onto Instagram. I don't normally upload anything where I'm fishing whilst I'm fishing. I normally do it afterwards. I'm not one of these that's into Facebook and Instagram and all this, that and the other. Do you know what I mean? It's literally, I put it on when I feel like it, really. Let's turn this light off. So turn that down there. But yeah, what a lovely evening and afternoon it's been. It's been a beautiful afternoon, and the evening looks like it's going to be nice as well. But there's no one else there. I guess people saw the weather and thought, oh, it's going to be shite. Which is good for me, really. I shall bring you back in a bit when I bring that rod in, or I've got something to say. And if I don't have a rant in this one, there might be a rant in the next one. But at the minute, I'm perfectly alright. I mean, I could go on about this government. I mean, they're just a sack of shit, aren't they? I'm not getting into it now. You got those that love the red, those that love the blue, and what they need to realise is they need to be doing stuff for yourself, don't they? For us, and not for others. But there you go. We're fucking stuck with them, aren't we? I shall keep watching these rods. I shall. I don't know if you can see that. You might see it when I go like that. So the right hand line is still where I casted it, and it is only in short. You know, I ain't fished East Halton on a 7.1 metre tide for a long time, so hopefully it'll be good. You never know. Yeah, it'd be nice to have some worms. I just didn't want to say yeah and then they asked for some money, because I've only got the emergency fund if I need something, if anything go wrong on the way home. Perhaps when I get paid next time I shall put a couple of 20s in my wallet. Well, them rods aren't moving much, are they? I'm not going to go on a load of shite about, oh, I got a bite there, got a bite there. The only time I'll say we've got a bite is if you see the bait's been mauled and ripped off and whatever, and them rods neither go because you got a blanket wrapped round, a mattress, a load of weed, the tide's pulled the weight out, or you got too big a bloody hooks on and the fish are just eating your bait off the hooks because you're thinking you're going to catch a bloody killer whale, and you got hooks on for it and everything in the water has just got a small mouth. And then the poor old crabs get the blame, don't they? Hey, always get the blame, don't they? Shall see you in a bit. I'll keep watching this. Wow, look at this. We've got ourselves a bucket of water. Yeah, from down there. Just there, literally right there I got it. And then I did an offering over there straight into the river. So there's a bit of me in the river Humber all the time. Bit of my DNA. Hey? Can't get better than that, can you? So yeah. Oh dear. Well, there's not a lot happening. I haven't been watching the rods, but this wind has died down considerably. So I'm chuffed about that. It has been, well, again, I presume that I've picked the right day again to fish. I am getting a bit warm as well. Right, this is my opinion and my opinion only. This government, you either like them or you don't. If you like them, you'd probably best go out and make a cup of tea. If you like watching me fish and that, but don't like me talking about these. Look at this, I didn't even wash my coat from the other night. I was absolutely shattered after the last session with John. I think climbing over the wall and all that just did me. That was the end, the final nail in the coffin. The next day I was shattered. I think I've mentioned this, haven't I? Slept most of the day. And I felt bad because the wife had been at work all day, but I was knackered. Anyhow, this government, yeah, if you're a Labour lover, go make a cup of tea and get a bit of cake or something. If you're not, then listen to this. This is only my opinion. But what a shower of fuckers is all I can say. They lie, hypocritical, and there's nothing else to say, is there? They're going all forward for green energy, net zero, all this shit. It's just to earn more money for themselves and the mates. I mean, the dickhead that's running it, Mr. Bacon Sandwich, he even owns a company. He's taken advice off, as far as I'm aware, if I've got that right. What a lowlife. And to think I tried to vote for him, or I voted for him back when Cameron won. What a dickhead. I've always said Cameron was the best, because he actually thought he could win Brexit and he couldn't. And now you got this other toenail, flip-flop. He's now tying us in with Europe close as anything. If you like Europe, that's fine. If you don't, you don't. There's no need to turn off or unsubscribe to me just because I'm talking about this. But he's just saddling up with them. It's unbelievable. And the thing is, I've been saying now, and this is where I'm getting at, I've been saying now for a year and a half, if not longer, that since we Brexited, which, let's not call it Brexit, let's just call it a slightly moving house, let's say, because in Brexit is what I call it. Brexit, as I called it, would have been on our own, forging ahead, and we'd be making money. Look at America in the next 4 years. Let's see if they actually get more prosperous and make money. I would say they will do now. But that arsehole is now saddling up to Europe, and Europe is now saying we want more fishing rights. Well, there's too many foreigners in our water anyhow fishing, but there's a lot less than what there was. And I don't know what it's like for other coasts around the country, but for our coast, since Brexit and the cough, but since Brexit, we are now seeing fish that I've never seen on this coast or heard of. We catch now, well, we have heard of these fish, but we're now catching more cod than we have ever caught on this coast. We catch haddock. We've never seen haddock. I've never seen haddock. I've not heard of people talking about haddock. We now catch haddock on this coast. We catch eels this time of year on your coast. Whether you like them or not, they're there more now. Yeah, and whiting. We don't get pin whiting anymore. No, we get monstrous for whiting. They are anywhere from 36 upwards, and they are fat. They are a good size fish. And that's just winter. That's just winter. We'll have to see what next summer. But this twat is now saddling up, and I'll call it a twat, and he can fucking jail me all he likes. Twat is now saddling up to Europe, and to get some 30-year-olds, so they don't have to fill out a couple of forms, they want more fishing rights. So he's going to sell our soul yet again. Sell our soul. And I bet you now, if that happens in a year or two's time, might not even be a year, you will see that on this coast, you'll not catch haddock. You'll not see so many white eels. And you also won't see any big whiting. You'll see pin whiting. Cod, well, they'll probably diminish again like normal, and you'll get a good year or a good couple of weeks, and that's it. And time will tell, but I've said since they've stopped all these boats coming into our waters, I can't believe that there is any angler that wouldn't agree with me. Everybody in the last 2 years, fishing has picked up. If you go back 3.5 years ago, I know a lad over in Hullside, he was catching haddock, tiny haddock, out of the river, and they've just got bigger and bigger and bigger each year. So overfishing with Europe, well, every year they sign it off. They sign it off because they've overfished, and they say we don't know what to do, but we'll sign it off so that we can keep catching fish. They ain't fucking bothered. So here we are. Things were looking up, you know, an environment. So net zero, you talk about net zero, you took all this shit. Can't use coal. Well, I'm telling you, must be able to burn coal clean now. You must be able to. Oil, gas, can't use any of that shit, can we? No, we've got to have fucking propellers, haven't we, in the sky? Yeah. So they're going all down that route, but what actually is a climate change, whether it's climate or whether it's stuff that live in the sea, to do the right thing, to clean the waters up and to stop all this overfishing by the boats like we've slightly done, fishing off the beach and off the river and from the shore has improved tenfold. And I can't see that anybody can't say that it hasn't, because you've only got to look at my videos and go back 4 or 5 years ago. There was no haddock, few eels, and the whiting tiny as arseholes. Anyhow, that's that. Fucking tossers. They don't make this country, this government, I'm not only talking about this government, the last one went no better, but at least they did a tiny bit of Brexit. This country should be forging ahead. We should be forging ahead. We should have low taxes, and people should be able to afford a house. Standard of living should increase. Taxes should go down. The reason why their birth rate in this country is so low for us is because taxes and the cost of living is so high. You need 2 people in a job. You can't have one coming out of the job and looking after a kid because they can't afford it. That's what the issue is. It's all a big plan. They're trying to cull our numbers by overpricing everything, food, shopping, everything. Trying to make us cold. They want us to do this, that and the other that ain't going to make any difference because we commit less than 1% to bloody net zero, to climate change, whatever you want to call it. It's a load of shit. And then they're going to try and sort out so you have to have a fucking battery car and you can't go anywhere. Unless you lived in the 70s and the 80s and the 60s and whatever, possibly even a bit of the 90s. Unless you actually lived then and you knew what it was like, you ain't got a clue. So everyone that's growing up now just thinks it's all normal, don't they? It's going to be an absolute shithole, this country. It is now already. I watch the news, it just bugs you all the time. Bug you. There's nothing you can do about it. NHS, what a shit show the NHS. Oh, don't say anything bad about the NHS. My family work in it. My people do this, oh, they save this, they save that. They do a lot of shit and all. The amount of operations I've had and they've gone wrong, or I was in pain, or having to take my own shit off because the nurse was a lazy twat. And that's what I had. So I know what it's like. And getting a doctor's appointment, the wife phoned up the doctors the other day. They sent her to A&E. We're too busy. You'll have to go to A&E, to the minor unit there. What a fucking joke. I don't even know if I got a doctor. I'll tell you what, it makes you to the point where you don't even interested in phoning the doctor up, whether you need it or not. because you just think to yourself, I ain't going to get one. I ain't going to get an appointment. What's the point? So now, I'll tell you now, in a few years' time, when they do their figures, they'll say, oh, life expectancy has dropped. Well, no shit, Sherlock. But it's all right, isn't it? Let's give the train drivers shitloads of money. Let's sort these out loads of money. Let's do this. And the train drivers, they're going on strike again, aren't they? Viva or whoever it is, whatever. Fucking train drivers. Absolute shower of shit. What the government should do for us, and if you're still watching this, fantastic. If not, you'll have to fast forward it to where I ain't stood like this. What this government and other governments, every government should do, is look after its own citizens and make this country prosperous. Make this country forge ahead, being successful. That's what they should do. But they aren't, are they? It's a cash cow. They gave 11 million quid to Syria. That's not a lot, it's like a fiver. But then today, that fucking foreign secretary twat, he's there giving 50 million now to Syria. So that's now 61 million. And who's in Syria? Who's in charge? Oh, yeah, hang on. They're terrorists, aren't they? And we're giving money to it. Fucking idiot. There is nothing that we can do about it, because remember, oh, we're going to show the Tories. Oh, you shoe the Tories, all right? They might not be perfect, but I don't think they're saddled back up with Europe. Not at all. And they're no better either. We need a government that is going to do stuff for its own people. Oh, hang on. Bit like America that's going to do. Let's see what happens there in the next 4 years. It'd be very interesting, wouldn't it? Very interesting. Let's see if he's right and he is going to send all these migrants back. Immigrants. Because that could be done here, couldn't it? And then there's Yvette Cooper in there. She sent back X amount of people on a fucking aeroplane back to the country. Well, where's all the lefty, woke solicitors that kept stopping the Tories sending them back? Where are they now? Why is that all stopped? It's a conspiracy to get this shower of shit in to get us back into Europe. We should be forging ahead, having a better standard of living for us. We should be able to get to see a doctor. We should be able to get this, that and the other. You should be able to get a week's shopping that don't cost. Get 2 bags of shopping that don't cost fucking 80 quid. Anyhow, that's the rant done. I fucking hate them. If they were to all fucking just start fucking bursting into flames, I wouldn't fucking piss on them, I'll tell you that. Anyhow, has that rod tip moved? Because if it has, I've missed the bite, haven't I? I'm going to see in a minute. I feel a lot better now. I don't know where that come from, but I fucking hate them. And like I said at the beginning, it's my opinion. Yeah, my opinion. I'll never vote for them ever again. And why did I vote Labour in all them early years? Because my old man said, vote for Labour. You got to vote for what's your own. Well, no, you haven't. You need to start forgetting about red, blue and fucking yellow. You need to vote for what's going to help you as a country. Not all the bloody soapboxers and all the activists shouting from the hilltops. People die. I mean, what was it? 6 to 7 million worldwide from the cough died. But then that also included someone that died in a car accident, but 3 weeks before he had the cough. Yeah, so there's a lot of false figures in that, isn't there? They reckon since then 20 million have died, including the cough and all the other deaths. Excess deaths, is it called? Fucking shit show. And don't get me started on the milk. That might be another one. But do not buy all the bloody milk. Or any other bloody product that's got that bloody silicon crap in that's fed to cows. Cows should eat what they want and fart. Go check out Climate Paul Burgess on... Hang on a minute. This is now getting long. Let me get this up quickly. Oh, fucking come on, you bastard. Climate Realism, it's called. Climate Realism, Paul Burgess. Check him out. He's got a whole thing. He's a proper scientist. One that's got his head screwed on, not an activist scientist. And he talks to you about cows farting. Cows farting, it's a 10 to 12 year cycle. They fart, it goes up in the air, and in 10 to 12 years, it's a cycle where it returns in to CO2 and comes back down into the ground. By water, whatever. It's a cycle. It is not destroying the planet. There's more CO2 made from water, sea, land, and other things. Absolute fuck. Everyone's just getting hoodwinked, and you all believe it. If you don't believe it, brilliant. But if you do believe it, start doing your homework. I'm off now, because that's nearly a whole battery on fucking ranting. Right, this bloody camera just said file something. I don't know what it said, but it said something. I ain't pressed nothing, so I'm hoping that everything is that filming. I've never had a problem with a GoPro. It's always filmed. I'm hoping that everything's alright. Right, so we're going to reel this in now. We're going to reel this in. See if I'm in shot. I think I am. I will be. Tom will be saying, of course you are. Right, let's get this in. I'm going to reel the short one in first. And then we're going to stick a pulley rig on with crab and squid. Bit of weed. Nothing on there. That don't matter, because we shall sort this out. There's a tiny bit of weed on it, nothing major. Let's cut that off, shall we? Scissors. Didn't cut the tag end off. I tied a new swivel on tonight. Bit of weed on that. We'll chop that off, which I've just done. We'll hang that. We'll put that up there. Little river now, Vern. Well, for those out there that are switched off and aren't watching anymore, there's no point in me talking really, is there? But for those out there that don't mind me ranting, enjoy my videos, because you accept what I am, and that's a normal bloke. Yeah, I do apologise, but for those there that enjoy it, it's brilliant. But you know, if only we could sort things out and make things better, eh? And actually do what's right for our country and what's good for us. I think my parliamentary party, mine, you know, my if I was to ever get voted in, I would call myself Verns Popular Front. And I'd call myself Verns Popular Front because it harks to the days, and you'll all know, it'll hark back to the days of the Tooting Popular Front. Because then I too would be able to put them up against the wall, your name will go in the book, up against the wall, pop, 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 pop. That's what Wolfie used to say. I don't think he was far wrong. Then you just lost a few more. I know. It's shit, innit? You see, if I was Mr. Happy, Mr. Bullshit, yeah. We ain't putting that out far. Yeah. And always joyous and everything on film, then my subscribers would go scoot through the roof, I reckon. especially if I then cut my videos down as also. But my videos are this length because I enjoy them this length. And I am what I am. It's you can't alter what you are. If you do, it's false, isn't it? And that's not me. And if you was to ever come across me and have a chat with me or fish with me, you would know that what you see on film is actually what I am. Some would say a twat, but I like to think that I'm just an ordinary bloke, like many in the country that don't actually get anything to say or have any news outlet that is for them. Well, that looks like that's Halton Bottom. I don't know what the camera did then. It came up with something that I've never seen before. I'm hoping, of all hopes, that it ain't buggered and I've lost all that footage, because if I have, it's going to be a short video. I ain't going to mess about. I'm not doing it all again. This is flashing on number 7% now. This is a hand warmer I picked up. It is 10,000 milliamp hours. It's done all right actually. I've got quite a few hand warmers, but the ones that I always use I can't seem to find now on Amazon. So I'm going to have to do a more in-depth search to see if I can get them. But I'm going to buy another one of these. These are only £15. They're quite big as well. And yeah, they're certainly, when you first switch them on, they take a long while to warm up. But once they're warmed up, they're alright. And every time I've been switching it on since, they've been perfect. So I'm going to get another one. They're only £15. That should come before Christmas. I've got 6 then, because there's nothing worse than running out of hand warmers, especially if you suffer with cold hands. Right, I'm going to get that flapper rig baited up. At least that rant was about fishing a bit, weren't it? With the overfishing and sidling up to the twats. I suppose my fishing rod will soon be called a European fishing rod, won't it? And a European bucket. And a European pair of scissors. And a European towel. And yeah, well, I ain't ever going to be European. You know, everything will change, won't it? I'm not going on about it. I'm not going on about it anymore. It is what it is. I'm not talking about it. Sorry about that, pet. I did say them words she don't like now. I don't think I've been happy, to be honest, since my mum passed away. I think that was the start of it all going tits up. Everything was good. You had family, but that all disappeared. One person goes that holds it all together, and that what you didn't have a family really. It was one just trying to keep the other toeing the line, do you know what I mean? Well, and even that was it. It was one that was family orientated and the other one fucking weren't. And then we've had everything that's happened politically. I mean, the last 20 years, well, correction, since 97 really, isn't it? Or was it 96 that twat got in power? Oh, things can only get better. Oh, they're fucking champion now. Fucking champion now, aren't they? Twat. Another crook. Another multi-millionaire crook. I see Donald Trump ain't taking a wage again, is he? No, he feels that it's an honour to be in charge of your country, making it great again. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Say what you like, think what you like, unsubscribe if you like. At the end of the day, the next 4 years on that side of the Atlantic will tell. And let's just see which country prospers more. Because the other thing I wanted to mention, and this will be the end of it. So if you want a cup of tea, go make it now. Yeah? Or if you want to fumble around with your missus or whatever, do it now. But, what was I then going to say? Oh, Jesus Christ, Vernon. What you find is that we are the breadbasket of the world at the minute. We are given money everywhere apart from internally for the people that deserve it. And they keep going on about 900 quid extra to the pensioners. Well, wouldn't it have been nice to have £900 extra plus the £300 fuel allowance. Don't they deserve it? Don't they deserve that for what they've done in life, paying their taxes? You know, unlike the people that are coming into the country now, not paying any taxes. See, I've started again. So yeah, we're just a cash cow, aren't we? And that's what Europe wants, isn't it? They want us to be the cash cow. So we give all our money to make other countries richer, but they really, if they're a corrupt country anyhow, it just gets filtered off to all the rich people. Because them kids that have still got them bloody eye problems and fat bellies and dying of thirst, well, they've been doing that since bloody time immemorial. Things still haven't changed, have they? It's corrupt. So yeah, Europe and all the others, they just want to keep the UK where we are, if not worse. And that's why we're getting flooded by immigrants, just to keep us where they want us. Because whether you like it or not, if we went the right path, doing the right things for this country would be head and heels over other countries, as in wealth. It would be unbelievable. But now let's just keep us there, you know, right there. That's where we want them. That's it now. I hope that's kept in, Tom. I don't think I've said anything wrong. It's just my opinion. We've probably lost 20 subscribers. But never mind, I lost 600 last year. No, 2 years ago. Caught all them cod, didn't I? I picked up 600 subscribers. And then all of a sudden, in a matter of 2 months, I think I lost 250. But then you then got to catch that 250 up, ain't you? So that's 500 just to get where you was. I think that took something like 5 months, 6 months, like pulling hen's teeth it was. And that's because of who I am, what I am. Marmite Vern. At least if you sit beside me and fish with me, or yeah, I'm having a pint with you in the pub, I won't bullshit you into fucking thinking everything is fantastic. Greatest person in the world. It's always better to attract people that actually do like you. And my subscribers that are subscribed and have kept subscribed, that's what I've got. Thank you to all of you. You mean the world to me. Without you, I probably wouldn't still be doing this. It's the subscribers keep growing, and it's not necessarily subscribers, it's the views, it's the comments, because it shows that it's an organic channel. If you've got 50,000 subscribers and you've got 11 comments, there's something wrong there, isn't there? And if you've only got 2,500 to 9,000 views, there's definitely something wrong there with that amount of subscribers. Pro rata, don't matter if it's less or more. That was just picked out of my head as a figure. So yeah, thank you to everyone that subscribed. Don't forget, to new subscribers, drop us a comment, give us a thumbs up. It helps the channel immensely, and it'll help me keep going so I can keep ranting and trying to destroy my channel. See you in a bit. Right, let's get this reeled in. I've got my flapper rig is rebaited, so we'll get this in. A little bit of weight on this, so it's a little bit heavy. It's now gone light. Don't know where it's coming from. I hope I'm not gonna pick my lightweight line up. No, I haven't. I don't think I have. Like this getting chucked to the left. I am not hooking myself tonight. So again, I've got the sully rods tonight because it just pokes out further across the bay, and it just assists. It doesn't get you out of the mess all the time. You still get snagged, but it does help you out a bit. Let's get you set up so I can cast this out. Yeah, I'm going to cast out over here. Probably blank tonight, won't it? Just a flounder will be nice. Right, let that settle. Let that settle. Well, do you know what? I feel like a new man. Not literally, but it don't sound right either if you say, oh, I feel like a new woman. I'm quite happy with my old one. She has her moments, but then I have mine as well. So yeah, we get on all right. So yeah, you can't really say I feel like a new woman, and you can't really say oh, I feel like a new man. Who wants to be like a new man? I'm quite happy being the old cantankerous twat that I am. So, fishing front, where are we at? Well, at the minute, there's plenty of whiting, haddock, cod, eels, flounder. I haven't had a dab yet, but there is dab caught out of there. There's plenty of fish in there at the minute. 2 years' time could be a total different story. We have had 2 flappers out. And now we've got a flapper just casted out with black lug and squid on, tipped. And on the other rod, we've got a pulley pedal rig. Keep getting the willies there. With crab, which is a little softy. Crab and squid wrapped up. Small little bait. And we've got size 1. Yeah, size 1 Sakuma manta. Well, them hooks are all right, but they are bendy. Perfect hooks, I think, Sakuma manta, in my opinion, for rock marks, because you can bend them out. Because they ain't the strongest of hooks. If you want something stronger, then you got to find something that's got a bigger gauge. Christmas is coming up. It is the 16th today, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've finished work on Friday, but I've said that I'll do 8 hours over to save me 4 days holiday. So that's good. So I can take 3 days oldie, and that's the rest of the time off. And I can get my hours done. So on the first 2 days I can get them done. And then I'm on holiday, which will be short because obviously I'm going in to do some work. It's not like the old days when I worked in a factory and you finished on next day, and on that day it was only half a day and you all went down the pub, and then you went back in January. It's not like that anymore. It could be, but I'm afraid to say you don't get enough holidays, or I don't get enough holidays. Get 26 days, it's shit, innit? 26 days. But you only work 2 hours a day. I know I do, but I still got to get up in the morning, haven't you? It's warmed up. I'm turning these hand warmers off. I'm back on my original hand warmers now. That other one's died. It's done all right, so I shall get another. Time is now, sponsored by Xeon, 6:20. We've got 3/4 an hour to an hour before high water. It's nice to have some water in the river. Let me show you what we've got. You don't want to look at me all the time, even though I've got masculine chiseled looks. Look at that. Can you see that? Get it on flood. Look at that. Actually got water coming up the slope. Last 2 times I've been here with John, we haven't had that, because we've always been fishing it on the low tide, because it's the day we've been able to go. Well, it's the day he's told me, and I've shot over here. But we've got one line out there and the other line's out there, keeping them well apart. We don't want any how's your father, do we? But yeah, so hull's all lit up, isn't it? Look, and Paul, I guess it's Paul. My ladder's there. And we've got no fish yet. I could have gone somewhere else really, but I've been wanting to fish a 7 metre tide at East Halton for bloody yonks now, and today's the day. So once I've done this, that's off the list, and then I can go elsewhere. Perhaps it's not so busy now, maybe, who knows. No, I don't know if to have a drink, cup of tea or something, I don't know. Yeah, I ain't had my haircut, have I? It's because I keep picking my bloody head and it's all bloody marked up and stuff. Wife keeps bollocking me. So I'm really trying hard now. I'm going to have to get a handkerchief and knot 4 corners and stick it on my head at home while I'm watching telly. Because you sit there, don't you, and all of a sudden you're scratching away and you think, oh shit. Things don't ever heal up, do they? So I'm growing my hair because I'm a bit embarrassed. But it is the way it go. But yeah, I can't believe the gusts have dropped. Didn't say it was going to be like this at all. It said it was going to be atrocious. They even said on the news today it was going to be atrocious. But this afternoon it was a little bit windy, but then it's just literally gone, and now it's warmed up. What is the temperature? Who knows? Let's have a quick look. I ain't got no signal ever. I'll tell you what, let's go have a look in the car. Let's go have a look in the car. Don't fall over, do I? Right. It is 9.5 degrees. I mean, that's positively like summer. I'm glad I ain't got my heated jacket on now. I've turned the hand warmers off, my hands ain't getting cold. If I had my heated jacket on, I'd have to turn that off. But yeah, they're good. Heated jackets are brilliant. Anywhere around 6 degrees below is good. Definitely need anything 5 degrees and below, especially if there's a wind. Them Gillet heated jackets are fantastic then. Wouldn't be without mine, I'll tell you. Right, let's get this reeled in. Turn that off because it's shining on the thing. Turn these lights on. The right hand rod has gone slack. The line's gone slack. I've tightened it up and it's gone slack again. So let's hope, hey, we've got something on it, because it'd be nice for me to catch a fish and show you a fish. So let's have a look. It's heavy. The tide has changed. Gone light now. So it was a flounder. I don't bother what it is. Obviously a codlin would be best. Don't think there's anything on it. Nothing at all. Never mind. We're not going to shout about slack lines and shit like that, because it was slack, but there's nothing on it. It doesn't even look as though anything has bit it either. It is, as it's gone out. There's a tiny bit of weed, nothing major. get this turned off, get the flapper put on, and then what we'll do is we'll chuck this out short and then bait up again and bring the next one in. And it's a bit of a bit like a merry-go-round, isn't it? In, out, shake it all about. Right, let's get this out. Now then, where's that? We'll go over here. Let it settle before you take the slack up. Take the slack up. That's tight. Set the drag. I keep getting the willies there, I'll tell you. No one about. Right, so that's that. I'll bait up another rig. We'll cut that off, put another crab and squid on. You can only try a good bait, can't you? We'll see what happens. I've got some bait from last. I'll put that on. Might even put some crab and a bit of squid on a flapper rig. As a matter of fact, I'll do that next as well. I'll cut a crab in half and do a small bait just to put on a single hook. So I'll do that on the next flapper rig. So we'll go away from black lug and squid, tipper squid, and we'll go on to squid and a piece of crab on each flapper hook. And what we'll do is, with this, I'll put another crab and squid on. So yeah, keep watching. I don't apologise for my rant. It's cleared my mind. I ain't gonna go on about all this shit about mental health and all this and trying to get all that. I think everybody is what they are, aren't they? I'm just not going to talk about it. You know, I come fishing, and when I used to ride my motorbike, that used to clear my head, because you never thought of anything else. You went out on your motorbike and you rode around, and as soon as you get on your motorbike, pull the helmet on and go down the road, you forget about everything because you're concentrating 100% on riding your bike. It's just natural, it just happens. And when you get home, you think, I ain't thought about anything apart from where I've been, what I've done, and you enjoy yourself, don't you? But with fishing, it's totally different. Fishing, you come here, if you're fishing with someone, you're a calmer person. If I fish, because like the last two sessions, yeah, I had a bit of a moon in one of them, but with John or anyone else, it's a case of you just chill out and relax a bit. Probably too much. When you come fishing on your own, your mind's going round and round. You start thinking of this, that and the other, and something that wound you up 2 days ago. I'm not going to go on about car driving either, because it's just absolutely atrocious now. Because the police never stop anybody and make you take your documents down to the police station because they're all shut. People don't get pulled up when they're driving at all. People don't watch what they're doing. They don't make sure what they're doing. Shit world, innit? Shit world. So yeah, you come fishing on your own, your mind starts going round. If you're videoing, you have a good old rant. If you aren't videoing, I'd probably phone the wife up and have a groan down there and say, what's going on with the bloody world? But I don't know, so it's a bit of a relief for her as well. It's just, I'm afraid to say, you lot get it, don't you? So thanks for listening. Oh dear. Well, there's the rod tips. They aren't really doing a lot, are they? We'll get this torch turned on again. So Keep an eye on them. I'm going to turn all these lights off. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to rebait that rig, and I'll bring you back on the next exciting instalment of Verns Sea Fishing. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, does it? Thank you very much, Jimmy. You know what I'm thanking you for. It's much appreciated, mate. And I know I've thanked you all anyhow, but I talked to me, Jimmy. And yeah, thank you very much, mate. It's brilliant. Let's get this reeled in, and then we'll nearly went. Get this reeled in, and then we'll get the next rig up. That felt heavy, but I don't know whether it was just in the mud. Bit of weed. I might chuck this out short. Bait's not even been touched. Bait's not even been touched. Right, let's get. Anyhow, John, good luck for tonight, mate. I think it's the last match of the Norfolk League tonight, and John's in for a chance of winning it, I think. So good luck, mate. I hope you do it. The amount of effort you put into it, John, nobody else deserves it. Mind you, I expect they all put in effort. But I know John, don't I? Right, let's get this out. Put it. Let's hope that that is. Slack, right, let's turn it, tighten up to it. Set the drag. Brilliant. So what I'm going to do now is I'll show you it. Back to a fishing channel now. No more rants. So there you have it. Just a squid and a bit of crab. And there's the other one. I put two bits of squid on one on each side on that one, but this one's like that. And that'll just get threaded on, and the hook point will come out on the side of the squid. This one I'll probably not use. It's quite malleable. Should be able to get it around the hook. If not, little tiny bit of elastic on. So yeah, you got to try these things, haven't you? And hopefully we'll catch. You never know, do you? You can only but try. Apparently Immingham today, I think Les has been there today, from what I've heard through someone else. Les has been there all day today in Bay 28, and he's had a couple of fish. He's had a whiting and a flounder. He's been there all day, so things ain't looking good. There's things are slowed down in the river a bit. So I came here because it was a 7.1 metre tide. It's quite nice actually to fish here, and the water's there, so you can just reel it in, get it up into the top part of the water, bouncing across the surface, and it comes straight in. No snags, no catch-ups or anything. Right, let's get all these worms off. The bait's come back as it went out. It's perfect. The lugworms, they're absolutely unbelievable. really good worms. So and they've been defrosted and refrozen, but yeah, still juice dripping out of them that's red as well. So I think they're the worms that got off Keith. Every time he goes to Wales, I'll get some off him. Just had a bite on this nearest rod. I would say we've probably got a flounder on it, which would be fantastic, because that's all I just want to fish. Could be tide, could be a lot of weed out there, could be some weed. Tide's going out now, isn't it? Oh, line's going out. Yep, line's going out. You see the line running through the eyes. Could be just weed, couldn't it? Let's bring it in. Hey, let's bring it in. Yep, definitely taking the line off, but it could be weed. Don't feel heavy, put it that way. Yeah. No weed either. It's a big tide. It's a shame. But you can get confused between fights and between fake bites and thinking there's a fish on it. So what we'll do is now we'll cast. Where's that line? That's straight out. So I'm literally going to cast over here. I'm going to set you up there. You will see me. Right, let's get this out. Probably too far. Probably too far. That there. Slack's took up. It would be going along. Let's get that drag on. Nice and taut. Brilliant. So, what have we got on that now? We have got the squid and crab that I wrapped up. Always chuck the bait over. It either goes in the water or it goes on the cedar fence. It'll be all mice around there. And if there ain't mice over there, I'm sure there will be along the top somewhere. They'll soon sniff that out and they'll eat it. Failing that, the crows will get it, or the seagulls. I told you in the last video that my daughter had a car written off. Some woman pulled off a path and straight into her car, ripped the tyre off a wheel, did the bumper in, the wing in, driver, passenger's door, passenger's rear door as well, the door post. Car was a write-off. Could have been fixed if back in the old days you'd have fixed it, but it was a write-off. And she's now picked up a new car. She's got a Renault Clio, and it's rather nice. It's like an orangey red metallic. I like it, but yeah, she's agreed and picked it, and it's going to be a new car, so she's gonna be back on the road again, I think, by Sunday. She's good. But there's no fish, is there? You'd think they'd, with You'd think there'd be a flounder at least, or a whiting. Perhaps them French are in the waters already. Oh dear. Get a very bad signal there. I keep trying to ring the wife, but she's not picking up. She's obviously asleep, otherwise she would have picked up. But she'll probably be asleep on the sofa because she's had a hard day. She had to walk them as well, so moon's come out, but it's got a little bit of cloud behind the front of it now. Well, we've had lugworm and squid, we've had crab and squid. I'm going to stick some more lugworm and tip it off with squid on this, or I might just put some squid on it. I might do that actually. There's the moon going behind some more clouds. And over there, well, I don't believe it, they've just turned the flame off. The flame that burns at Immingham, it's gone again. They must have run out of gas. Perhaps they turned the windmills on and they don't need the gas now. But I'll keep watching these rods. Would be lovely to catch something. Ain't bothered what it is. But I'll bring you back when something happens. See you in a bit. Right, let's get this wound in. I haven't had a bloody bite. I've had a bit of a wiggle on this one, but probably a bloody water's going as well. Well, baits are going out and coming back pretty much as they went out. There you have it, just as it went out. But there, we're trying, aren't we? We are trying. And as my wife says, Vern, you are trying. Well, just been on the phone to the wife, and she just said to me, how, you know, I told her about the session and that, and said what it's like, and she said to me, how are you gonna fish your session, Vernon? And I just said, session by session. She'll get it. Words are changed, but if you know what film's that from, put it in the comments. Right, I'm going to cast this over here, so we'll put that there. session by session. Right, let's get this out. SIM card's gone yellow, so I think I've got 40 minutes left on it. I'm going to chuck this right over here now. Or chuck it out as far, really. That was very quiet. That over here. Ooh, that's nice and taut. Take up the slack. Get the drag on. Please don't get tangled up with that rod. Where's that gone? Shouldn't get tangled up really, it's gone under. So that might be the last cast. You know, in this day and age of fishing and trying to please the masses, sometimes it don't always pay off, does it? And you have to take the blanks with the catching. I came here today and I thought, is it going to be third time unlucky? Well, third time fishing here on the trot, will it be just the last, you know, one too many? And it's not looking good. It hadn't looked good from the start. I have caught on full moons or nearly full moon or just past a full moon, whatever it is. It's fucking great big white thing up in the sky. People will say, well, you've caught here, you've caught there on a big moon, but I've also not caught on a big moon. That flame's going again, look. So it could be that, couldn't it? Got to blame something, ain't I? Don't know if you can pick that up, but it's they're burning that gas off again, Mr. Mannering. I've got 38 minutes left, so I've done an hour and a half. So what I think I'll do is I'll bring you back when I reel these in. I think that will be it. Tide is going. I should really fish it all the way down. Spout will tell you this, because that'll be when you catch. But there's been that much not happening, and but I've enjoyed myself. I've had a good rant, got it off my chest. It's been lovely weather actually. It was windy to start, but it weren't cold. There wasn't that chill, but it was windy. It would start to cut through if you weren't dressed accordingly. But yeah, it's warmed up. It's 10 degrees now, and there's no wind to talk of. It's picking up a little bit now, but it's nothing to talk about. Anyhow, see you in a bit. Right, let's get this rod in. Went and got our Christmas tree yesterday. Oh, I think I told you, didn't I? Because I bought the stand. Right. This must have been the last one I chucked out. I hope I'm in shot. Don't think there's anything on there. Yeah, it's please don't catch anything. Yeah. Well, there's not a lot about it. It's one of them sessions, isn't it? You wouldn't have thought it, would you? You would not have thought that there's nothing about. But that's the way it is, isn't it? So, yeah, here's the bait. Weight's all caught up. Well, the weight was caught up. Spins up when you bring it in. But yeah, crab still on there. Yeah, it smells of crab. Same with the other one. Points are still showing. Next time I'll bait elastic onto the hook as well. But it's there. It would have caught a fish. Both hooks points are showing. But yeah, one more rod out, and then we shall. I'll put this away now, and then I'll bring in the last rod. See, when I fished with Spolt last week, we fished it a lot lower than this. You could see the stones in front of the rocks, and that's what you need to do really. But I've been here since 12:30, 1:15. It is now time 5 to 9, so I think I've done enough. Do you know what I mean? I started getting everything ready at 9:30, 9:45, loading the van up, so that's nearly a 12-hour day from the moment I started loading the van up, and I've got an hour's journey yet. So if I finish by 9:30, it's 10:30 by the time I get home, and then I've got to unload the van. I would say the wife might be in bed asleep, so she wouldn't help me, because obviously she'll be in bed asleep. So it'll take me a while, and then the wife is mixing me some tuna up and putting it in the fridge for me, so when I get home I can cut some of my brown bread and have a tuna sandwich from a tea and a bottle of beer, and that'll be it. Really, don't get hiccups, Vern. Right, let's get this reeled in. You know, I said to you I'm not going to fish as long as I did last time. Well, the water's now on the stones, so I have. Nothing on it. Nothing on it. Been a hard session. It has been a hard session. Been that hard. It's been most enjoyable. Yep. What's that like? Is that going to be too bright, do you reckon, Vernon? Session by session. Well, it's been a nice day. It's been a nice session. It's been nice weather. Sun's been out, sun went in, sun come out again. Could feel the warmth off the rays as well. And then the wind dropped. It's warm. It's 8 degrees now. It's not 10. Did get to 10. It went 9.5, 10. That's to 8.5 now, I think. But it's not cold. It's been enjoyable. The head torch. What do I think to the head torch? I'm getting to like it even more. I said at the beginning, let's not make judgment on it until I've started getting used to it. The little click switch where you can literally flood, spot, flood, spot and flood, setting them to what you want to set them to, and then using them. It's ideal, but I'm still turning the button the wrong way, but it'll come. I'll get used to it. But yeah, it's certainly better now than what I first thought when I first put it on. You have to give these things time. But my second backup torch is now my Army Tech, and that's a cracking torch as well. So that's enough of that. I am roasty. I'm gonna have to take this neck warmer off and my coat shortly. Gonna pack away now. It is the end of the session. So thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with the rant or any moaning and groaning I've done. And if you've unsubscribed, well, you need your head sorting out, because you need to resubscribe. Yeah, life is all about choices, and life is all about opinions, and I've got plenty of them, I'll tell you. Anyhow, it's been Is it that moon that has balls me up tonight, or is it anything else? Is it the fact that the fish aren't here tonight? Can't believe that they aren't. It's lovely and flat, and it's like a mill pond. But it has been a great session. It has been really enjoyable, and that's what it is. That's what makes it for me. It's not all about catching fish. There's nothing more to say. I've had a brilliant time, and bring on the next session, because it might be with Tom. Tom said he was going to ring me back, but he ain't rung me back. The wife keeps telling me that she keeps ringing me and you don't get a signal, she can't get through, but it don't shut up my phone. So hopefully I'll get to speak to Tom perhaps tomorrow, because by the time I get home tonight it'll be a bit late. Yeah, so the next session might be with Tom. You won't see it next because he's got an idea or something, so we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully he'll come with me, but it'll all be dependent on weather really, because if it's shite weather from now until when we need to go, it won't happen. So hopefully you'll see it in the new year. But yeah, nothing more to say. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click and subscribe, drop us a comment, give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Thanks to all my subscribers, all my members. I'll see you anon. You wouldn't have been going up there to look at boats. You'd be having a bit of how's your father.